Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to I Can with Mackenzie podcast. I know it's been a minute, but thank God I'm here today. And today we're doing something really special. We're doing a podcast, a woman in business podcast. And I have a very special guest in the house today. She's my homegirl. We're going to be talking about women in business. I think in this time that we're living in, that still show that most businesses have been started by men. Most businesses that are doing well are being run, managed by men. And it's quite rare to find a woman that has started a business and that's, really doing well. And I thought, it will be quite good for us to have my guest today in the house where we can talk about her business, how she started, the challenges, the opportunities for women that want to go in business. So without further ado, I'm just going to quickly introduce you to my special guest. She's my homegirl from Bushbuckridge. So welcome, ma'am, to I Can with Mackenzie. Please feel at home, and thank you for saying yes to my invite. So I'm just going to quickly ask you to introduce yourself to our audience. Who is Tsakani?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me. I am truly honored. My name is Tsakani Mbowane. I am from the low-felt part of Mpumalanga in Bushbuckridge, Thulamahashe to be precise.
Yay.
I am 35 years old. You're laughing at our age.
No,
that is how old we are. We are 35 years old.
We're still young.
Yeah, so I'm from Bushbuckridge, Thulamahashe, and I am the CEO and founder of LF Electrical. I am also a CEO and founder of Love Fest Events, co-founder of Alpha and Omega luxury-centered products.
Awesome. So that's 3 businesses in your bag.
At the moment, yes, that are active.
So proud of you, girl.
Thank you.
So I'm just going to ask you a few questions just to learn more about your journey as a woman in business.
Mm-hmm.
So just quickly tell us about your upbringing, the time that you're growing up at a home. What was your childhood like? Your passion for business, is it something that can be traced to somebody in your generation, somebody in your bloodline, or you're the first generation of women that are doing amazing things in business?
Okay, so my childhood, one thing that is consistent about my childhood was the warmth at home. So I have the first part of my childhood, which was up to 6 years old. I was in a household that had a mom and a dad, but unfortunately that didn't work out for my folks.
Yeah.
My mom went a separate way from my dad, but that warmth continued. I was always a curious kid. I was always very curious. And I love the fact that my mom was always feeding my curiosity.
Yeah.
I am a homebody, have always been a homebody. So if I wasn't watching TV, I was reading on something. So my childhood was also filled with a lot of fun outside. As much as I was a homebody, but I was still a kid, I would still go outside and play. I come from a family of business-minded people. Okay. My dad was a teacher, but also a farmer. My mom was a teacher, and she was and still a hustler of note.
Nice.
So if she wasn't selling pretzels, they used to actually call them comforters. So it's the luxury bedding and stuff. Yeah. And she also sold AMC ports, GNLD. I don't know what that was, but I always saw files of GNLD everywhere in the house. And she would also sell posters. There's just basically everything that you can think of my mom has sold. And I've never talked about this before, but I was also introduced to business very young. I used to go door to door and sell tomatoes and peanuts. But what I would do is I would not sell in my neighborhood.
Because those people know you, right? So it's better you go somewhere.
Yes, I would walk a very long distance and start selling on another section. So business has always been in my family. My grandparents also were business people. My great-grandmom planted rice and sold it as well. So
interesting. Before this podcast started, I was talking with the ladies in the house how important it is for parents to expose their children, to stuff that you want your child to be passionate about. And I think it's the same for business. The fact that your parents expose you to business, they were sowing seeds of business, and look at where you are today. Awesome. Tell us, ma'am, about your industry. I know you mentioned 3 businesses, and are they in the same industry? Is it a male-dominated industry? How is the competition there? How are things going there?
So these are completely different businesses, completely different. And I think it speaks a lot about the kind of person I am. I love to do a lot of things at the same time. And the reason being is I get bored so quickly. And the thing is also I don't like to give up. So if I get bored of something, I'd like to take a break from it and then do something. So you find that in a day, I'll take a break a couple of times from one business and then move on to another one because I don't want to let go of it. So LF Electrical, we specialize or deal with everything electrical, from solar installation, AC panels,
this is AC
boxes. Right? Actually launched it in 2020.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not a glamorous business. That's why you hardly see it on my socials. It doesn't actually even have social media.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is corporate.
Okay.
Yes, so I have a team of professional electricians and engineers, all women, which is something I'm really proud of. Wow. Yes, so it's male dominated, but there's always opportunity. You just need to always push yourself to the limit, and when you get there, push yourself even further.
What about the other 2 babies? I know the other ones are somehow related.
So Love Fest, which is translated, it's actually spelled LOVE FEST, not FIRST. It's Love Fest. Fest short for festival.
Okay.
So it's a festival of love. It's a celebration of love. How it started, I was talking to a friend of mine who was trying to do something romantic for their partner. They wanted flowers, and I was at home in Tulamash. And to get a bunch of flowers in Tulamash, you had to travel 60 kilometers to Hazyview. And that's how I saw a gap. So I was like, actually, there's no florist around here. And you drive to Hazyview to find a bunch of flowers that are dead, basically. So I saw the gap, and I felt like this is something that I can go into. I love flowers. Before the flowers, I was doing farming as well. But farming runs in the family. So flowers, it's a plant, and it's something that I love. I decided, let me try and do this. And that's how Love Fest came about.
Awesome.
So it started as just a bunch of flowers that I would sell. And I added a gift hamper, which is a basket with nice goodies.
I'm putting myself one of those, and they are the best.
Yes. And then when I was doing that, people would ask if I would do flowers for events. And I was like, yes, I can. I do that. And I didn't even know how to get that done. So I had to go back home and learn. YouTube is your friend. Google is your friend. Pinterest is your friend. So I went into the University of Google and studied how to arrange flowers for these events.
Google,
Yes. So Love Fest is now not only selling just a bunch of flowers. We do flowers for events, whether it's a party, it's a baby shower, funerals, weddings. And then from there, we also added decor, and we also hire out some furniture, although we're still we don't have a lot of capacity in that, but it's something that we're growing into. So that is Love Fest. And we also do the events coordination. So basically everything event, we can start you with a consultation, and then we draw how you want your event to look like, and then also help you coordinate the actual event on the event day.
Amazing. I like how it's, related. You consult your flowers and event planning and all that. As a woman in business, do you think that you have to work twice as hard? If you have to go raise funds, if you have to go present a presentation to say you need funds for your business, do you feel like because you're a woman, you have to work twice as hard to prove that I actually know what I'm doing. I'm actually competent in this industry, or it's just business as usual. So I'm actually asking, is it more challenging to do business as a woman, or it's just business as usual, especially in your industry or in the type of businesses that you're doing right now?
Well, so because Love First is actually more women-dominated industry, you still have to work twice as hard. And the reason is because it is saturated. There's just an events planner every corner that you go to. So this actually, it's a good thing because it pushes us service providers to give quality for what. Yes, so there's always going to be competition everywhere. You just need to always stay on your game.
What about the electrical one?
Oh, that one. The reason my team is all women, it's because we are trying to dilute this male-dominated industry. We're trying to be different. We're trying to stand out. There are opportunities only when you go out knocking. There's always room. There's always a need for something, as long as you don't give up, as long as you don't stop pushing yourself and putting yourself out there. Yes. And the third baby, it's very new. We just launched it with my friend and business partner. It's called Alpha and Omega. And
is that one male dominated, or it's also female dominated businesses?
This one it's a combination of, but the competition is very high. It's very tight on this one because you find established businesses that already have this.
High flyers already.
I mean, some, I'm not going to mention the names of the brands, but they have their own shops that have a homeware section. They have their groceries, they have their clothing. How do you compete with that when you're just self-funding this business? When you have to go and buy a jar, you still have to rely on buying it from someone that is shipping it in from China because you still can't afford it. But it's something that is achievable. In as much as it's a very competitive and cutthroat business, it's just you need to stay the course
and push. And push. When we talk passion, would you say you're passionate about the other two babies, your Love First and the other one, compared to the electrical one? Honestly speaking, and I'm asking this because I've been observing you and I see the passion that you show when you talking about the flowers one and the other one. You seem to love what you do. It's actually a question to ask you that, do you really think that it's important to be passionate about the type of business that you're doing? Or we can actually just do business because it brings in the money? Should we look at passion, or should we look at what's paying the bill? Or it doesn't really matter, or we just need to do any business that brings us money?
Well, sometimes you have to do what you have to do to fund your passion. Sometimes it's the passion that's going to fund you. So there's no straight answer to that.
You need to balance it.
Yes. In as much as I don't post a lot about the electrical work, there's a lot of work that goes into it in the background that is not, like I said, it's not glamorous. And I think I presented myself as they actually call me Flower Girl. Siswama Bloom. Directly translated. So now Siswama Bloom can be Siswati Oma Duduza. He can be Siswati Cable. So you have to be passionate about what you do. But also sometimes you have to do what you have to do so you can be able to fund your passion. Yes, you just always need to remember why you're doing it.
Amazing. What was your dream as a child? Did you see yourself as a businesswoman, or you had another plan? What would you say you're living the life of your dreams right now? Is this where you saw yourself as a child when you're growing up, or you wanted to be like everybody, finish matric, go study, go look for 8 to 5? And also, why did you go in that direction?
Okay, so I did 8 to 5 for about 5 years. And I've actually learned so much in that. I'm grateful for the opportunity that I was given to go into this. I studied IT, so I was working for an IT company, and we actually worked. I moved around different companies because our company had sister companies all over Joburg, Pretoria, and Joburg and Pretoria. So I moved around a lot with that business until I got retrenched. So even in the 8 to 5, I was still doing businesses on the side.
Side hustles.
Yes.
Yeah. Your passion was always...
My passion was always business. I've always seen myself as a businesswoman first before anything else, because that's all I know.
Yeah.
My mom would go to work. After school, she would start with a side hustle.
Yeah.
So for me, that was normal.
Yeah.
You have your job, but you also have your side hustle. Or you're all about the hustle. Yes. So I've always seen myself as a businesswoman, and I see myself as that. I'm not where I want to be, but I think I'm in the right direction.
Is your knowledge that you acquired in your 8 to 5 somehow resourceful in your day-to-day life now as a businesswoman?
It actually is, because there I got to learn about teamwork.
Yeah.
That in as much as I want to do this, there's a group of other people behind me that are actually helping me bring this to life. I'll give you an example with deco. I can't pick up the tables by myself. I need a team of strong men that are going to pick up everything and set them there. So teamwork is very important when you're going to go into business.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I have learned. That's not the only thing I've learned, but that's one thing I always remember, that you need to work as a team to be able to get whatever it is that you want.
Okay. So we're about to round up our podcast. I'm going to ask you a question around the challenges of being a woman in business, and when those days do come, what keeps you going? So what are the challenges of being a woman in business, and how do you overcome what keeps you going during the hard days?
Besides the fact that you have to put in twice the work in everything that you do, there's always that she's just a woman. She's not going to be able to accomplish that. I mean, that is a male-dominated business. What is it that you're going to bring in that is new? So what I do is I always close out the noise. You must always block out the noise, because there's always going to be naysayers and people that are just trying to make sure that you don't see the end goal, the end result. So it's always important to have a why, and you must always remind yourself about your why. And sometimes you might have to update your whys. Either you change them or you improve them. That is the only way you can always stay motivated in business.
Okay. So I want you to share just like one biggest challenge that you had to overcome as a woman in business.
One thing that I had to overcome as a woman in business is, okay, so with the LF Electrical, I don't have any electrical qualifications. I'm not an engineer, like I said, but bringing together women that have spent so much time and effort in the industry, they know what they're dealing with. They know what they're doing. They know what they talk about. So representing them it's the biggest challenge for me every day, because every day I go out and look for work for them. I get asked the questions, how are you going to get it done? So I need to represent them in the best way possible. So bringing them together and representing them and in the best way that I can, it's the biggest challenge. And it doesn't get easy every day. It's just, it doesn't get easy, but you get used to it somehow.
And it's quite a technical industry. You can't just go and say, I'll do this. You need to understand the spec. You need to understand the industry. You need to understand your client. So
yes,
it's just not an easy industry to be.
The jargon on its own, it's just like
something else. I know. But well done. I think I like your courage. You go for it. You're a go-getter.
Yes.
Awesome. Ma'am, it was nice having you here. So as a businesswoman, I'll be doing you injustice if I don't ask you to advertise your business. Please tell our audience, how can they reach you on social media? What are your social media handles?
Okay. So for LF Electrical, we are still just using my cell number, which is 079 179 0279. And for the events business, which is Love Fest, we have an Instagram page, which is lovefest_20. It's LOVEFEST_20. And we use the same number as 079 179 0279. And my email address is tsakani.27@gmail.com. Alpha and Omega also has an Instagram page, which is alpha with a PHA _omega ZA. And our email address for Alpha and Omega is info@alpha.omega.com. So the dot is a word, not the dot. Our website is www.alpha.omega.com. And we use the same number, 079-179-0279.
Awesome. Do yourself a favor and do reach out and get hold of our amazing products and amazing services. So as we're closing, kindly share a word of advice to someone that is looking up to you. Maybe there can be a young girl from Tulamaj or Bushbuck Ridge 2 years from now, 12 months from now. What would be your word of advice? Somebody who's feeling like they're meant to be a woman in business. They're supposed to go into the business industry, but there's a lot of doubt around them. What would be your word of encouragement and your closing remarks?
Okay. So, you know how you're always remembered for your last actions? It doesn't matter how well you've lived your life, all your life, but if the end is going to be terrible or if it's going to be negative, that's how you're always going to be remembered. So whether you've fallen 20 times, you need to always get up the 21st time, and you always need to give it a push, because that will be what you're remembered for. So don't give up. Anything worth having is worth fighting for. So whether it's business, it's academics, you need to always get up. We all fall, but you must always get up.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being our guest today. I really enjoyed the interview, and I really hope that our guests will enjoy this podcast. So in Tsakani's words, do not give up. Anything that's worth fighting for, your dreams, fight for your dreams, whether it's a business, whether it's your academics, whatever goal that you have, she says you need to go for it. Thank you so much for joining us today. Do let us know in the comment section what stood out for you in the interview and what are you going to do differently, from today going forward. Thank you so much for being with us. Until next time, bye for now.